Hey everybody, Chef Danny here with the North American Pizza and Culinary Academy. I'll show you guys how to make our tavern style dough. So what I have here is 1 kilo of flour and 540 grams of water. So I'm gonna make a well in the bottom of this bowl and I'm gonna pour all this water right into the middle here. We have our water in, a couple grams of sugar, and I'm gonna let that dissolve in the water. Take my whisk, stir it up. Because the first thing that those yeast want is they want something to eat, and that sugar is going to be it. So next thing I have is my instant dry yeast. So now there's a little bit of food in that water for these yeast. So let's wake them up. Okay, nice and easy. We don't want any clumping. Take my pinky and my thumb, start to bring in a little bit of the flour at a time. We're going to develop our gluten. Like I said, this is gonna be a dry dough. So what I got here is I got my canola oil. I'm gonna go ahead and just keep mixing, and I'm taking the bowl and I'm just folding it over. Okay. People have a tendency to grab and squeeze. You don't really wanna do that. You wanna nice and fold it over because we wanna create those layers. Now I added my oil first. It's gonna coat my gluten strands. It's also gonna protect my yeast from the salt because that salt is gonna try to pull the moisture that we just added to them. So kosher salt. As I take this and knead it, you will see that because it's a lower hydration dough, it's gonna be a lot harder to knead. Take my dough ball out. Now we wanna make sure we get all this stuff out of the bowl, okay? That's all part of our recipe. Just like this, pour it out on the table, okay? You can see it's got some strength to it already, but it's not mixed well enough. So what we're gonna do, make it kind of a long shape. I'm gonna pick it up with my fingertips. I'm gonna roll it over with the heel of my hand. I'm just gonna roll it in on itself, nice and easy. Because all we're trying to do is make sure that all those ingredients mix evenly within this dough and that we strengthen that gluten net. You're gonna see the dough's gonna start to come together, but because it's so dry, you're gonna get different kind of layers until all that oil gets mixed in nicely. Proteins on this are building pretty tight because they're starting to get a little bit shredding. So I'm gonna take this, knead it a few more times, and then we're gonna give it a rest. Let those proteins relax, let the flour absorb that oil, water, the salt's gonna dissolve in your crust. All right, so form it into a dough ball. We're gonna take our bowl, we're gonna cover it, and we're gonna wait about 15 minutes and let those proteins relax.